Show us your tips. Daggy Beaver with you to talk Makybe Diva Stakes Day. We've got an absolutely cracking card from Flemington and a card from Rosehill, I suppose, to talk about. We decided, for whatever wisdom, to come to a pub in Penrith tonight. They're playing their prelim final, but so far so good here. We'll soldier through. Yeah,
we're out at Penny Panther Land.
Yep.
Enjoying a beer and ready to do some tips. And Beaver forgot his hat.
He didn't forget his hat.
People won't know who the fuck this bloke is.
Yeah, I've got one in the car. Too late now. You're exposed to the world.
Yours.
With
anyway.
with my befont. You're exposed now in the glare.
Yes.
But anyway, what have you made of this? What's going on here?
Flemington card's an interesting one. It's a cracking card, lots of chances, plenty of value there, and hopefully we can find some winners. We've been flying at the moment, and let's see how we go. Flemington should be a good bit of a soft track, but should play
a bit of
fair.
rain around, I believe. So.
Yeah, so cracking cards, some great horses back, and some really tricky affairs. So some good analysis to get into here.
It is.
Dagster.
There was moments, plenty of moments to ponder. But why don't we kick off? And thanks to everyone that's sent in some kind words the last couple of weeks. Been a productive couple of weeks for the boys. You were very keen on Mornington Glory last week.
Oh, how good am I?
Which was an easy watch. We had the Quintessa in that race. We had you had the stupid Savabeel thing that won that terrible race at $10. Major Bill.
First up, Major Bill.
There was winners up and down. The Highway horse.
Yes.
You were on all over. So good stuff. Pericles was an easy watch. So
it was a very easy watch.
Obviously, only as good as your last set. So we've had a bit of a circle jerk, and we'll move on and find some winners now.
Nervous now.
Yeah, I know. I know. Haven't looked me in the eye. Flemington, soft track, bit of drizzle around, I believe. Rail true. I don't think it'd be too bad, but Sting Out, any horses like Sting Out are obviously going to do quite well here. And we kick off with perhaps an impossible race in the first, a benchmark 78 over 1,100 metres. And you may take us away, Beav.
Yeah, about 10 chances here.
Absolutely.
Hey, yep. Daggy. Really interesting way to start the day. Plenty of value. Looking around the sort of double-figure odds, there's plenty of value there. There's a few chances. I'm going to go Barraquil.
Yep.
I don't mind the 14 gate. It's got the 61, so weighted up to its best here, but was flying third last start. Goes well down the straight. I think it can run well, so I'm certainly keen on it. I'm interested to see Headwall.
Yeah, Sting Out and Straight Track is interesting.
Straight Track, third up, willing to forgive the second up run, got back in the field, wasn't given really much chance, so I think he can run well, and plenty of chances. Prin Zero finally broke through, and maybe that might be the key, that it's found the line now, and it could run well as well, but I'm going to go for the Toppy.
What were your thoughts on Barraquil?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And you are a bit of a weights guy than me. You weren't concerned about 61?
Oh, look, I think 61, as I said, weighted up to its best.
Yeah.
But the minimum is sort of, 55, and I don't really give those much of a chance. The favourite's going 60, so I don't think that's too bad. It's got 61 for a reason.
You just not worried about Nadal, year off, wait and see?
Wait and see.
Yeah, I had Nadal as my starting point. Starting to drift now, I've just noticed, but would love to see market support. Interesting with the Mars stable, there hasn't been market support these first uppers.
No.
A lot like Running By, a lot of those sort of horses haven't had that, whereas in the past they'd be backed. There's one last week, there's one later on I want to talk about, but I'm happy to let it sort of get under my guard here. I want to play a bit wider. I absolutely respect Barraquil. Moonhaven I thought was super interesting at 30 to 1. 5-week freshen up. Started $5 against Mornington Glory around the Valley and was given none there.
Yeah.
And before that was a very nice winner up the straight. And I think you can almost give a tick to all its runs. His prep, I thought it was a big price. Draws an outside gate. Was happy to play that. And I might have a spec at Zurian who had a massive trial win. Had a prep in Oz where it did nothing, put out. Mickey D jumps on, it's 20 to 1. I was sort of interested just to have a small bet on both of those, and I thought Barraquil was a great chance here, I agree. I wasn't too worried about the weight. There's a few, Big Me I'm happy to now get rid of, and Moby Dick I didn't really like its last bit of work. So a few of those other bits and pieces, horses I was happy to go against, and just try a couple of those. Headwall, definitely horse of interest, as you said. So tricky start to the day. the second 1400 metre Exford Plate for the 3-year-olds. Is your sound too loud, by the way?
No, it's great.
Perfect. Good. Is very interesting here because I thought we get Wonder Boy here, but then we got 3 on paces and 3 very good back markers. And I spent a lot of time thinking about this race, and I didn't really have an answer. Ended up coming with the fact that I think Blake Shin will get the pace right, and coming off the Autumn Glow form, Dawn Service potentially even just sits behind Visane and Daggers, and peels out and could. I've put it on top with 0 confidence, and also just because the stable's so good at picking off these races in Melbourne. Wonder Boy, I'm terrified of. That was a great run against a proper horse. And Daggers might lead and win again. It's done nothing wrong. They're the 3 key hopes for me. I struggled to split them, and at the end of the day, I'm just giving a gut feeling order there, 3, 1, 2, but I couldn't give you much better answers than you might give me.
5, 1, 2, you mean?
5, 1, 2, sorry, yes.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Probably, yeah, I mean, again, it's an interesting race. I'm going to go Daggers. I'm going to stick with it. Loved its first 2 wins, and I think it's just going to keep improving. I think it'll lead. I think the 1400's fine around the bend. It won by a couple of lengths, and I thought it looked to have a bit in hand. It was in the soft going. Stolly Bolly probably didn't back that up, but I think it's a smart horse, and I like it, and it knows how to find the line, so I'm going to go for it.
The third is the Cap D'Antibes Stakes, 1,100 metres, again for the 3-year-old fillies, a listed race. Who have you found in this tricky one? What's up? Fold.
Yeah, look, another interesting race here. I'm going to go for Bold Bastille.
Okay.
I think with that run under its belt, there's plenty of improvement there. That was against Mornington Glory, so that's not a bad form line, and it was less than 2 lengths.
It was actually a bit, when I watched the replay, it was a better run than I gave it credit for.
Yep.
When you watch it live.
Yeah, I think that's right. And so, and prior to that, it has had wins over drifting. So the market's only slightly in favour of drifting, probably because it won first up and Bold Bastille ran in a tougher race. Nothing between them. They'll come down the straight together, and it'll just be who's fastest in a straight line, and I'm hoping it's Bold Bastille.
The comfiest I'm here is backing to be and not to be at $8 against both of them. That last win was against Demeanor, who came out and ran better than, having now done a bit of thought and heard a few opinions on that race last week with Demeanor. I think we found the right horse, and it was just in the wrong lane against Manal last week. But that's proper form.
100%.
And it beat at home up the straight last time it was here. The trials are fantastic. You're getting $8. I feel like that drifting race was, I don't want to say one goer, but it had every possible chance there, drifting.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm going 3 from 4, to be or not to be at the price from Bold Bastille. If you're looking for exotics and quaddies, the 2 early quaddies, the 2 I'll make a case for, and I think it's Dead Space MMA's had a result on the first 4 last week, but Bellatrix Star and Kadimi were 2 at a price that you might throw in for your 3s and 4s there. I think they can both run well, but I'm going to go with this Robbie Griffiths horse, which is a bit underrated, from Bold Bastille.
Yeah, right.
The 4th 1,100 metre Poseidon Stakes. Yeah, Growing Empires here. It's $1.75. Anything to talk about?
No, just it. That was amazing. First up.
This is
a serious horse, right? I think. Yeah, it's a proper horse, and this is no more difficult than that race. Expect it to be winning, and one for if you're looking for a special on the day, that's one of them, and you can multi it up with a couple others that probably sit out.
And it's if it does get super wet, I don't think it's going to get super wet, but it's Zoostar out of a Schnitzel mare, so it should get through the wet, no problem at all. I'm really interested to see how First Settler stacks up to it, because I think it's a good horse. And Yulong have spent a bunch of money last few years and are kicking goals, so good for them. And the fact that Nash came round down pretty much to ride Prost at 30s, I spent a lot of time trying to work that out. But it does have the Storm Boy form at 30 to 1 is the value in the race, I think.
Yep.
Eye on Nadola towards a mile. I think it's a proper horse once we get out towards the Guineas Paths. The 5th is the Archer Stakes, and no matter how good any card is in Australia, in Sydney or Melbourne, God, the staying ranks are awful, aren't they? They just you get to these races and you feel sick. But I'm putting Horrifying on top. you'd still get an each way price. It owned the favourite here, who I don't think's got much apart from beating up some winter hurdlers. And Blake Shin is the dominant jockey down there at the moment. He'll get the pace right. He'll either camp on it again or sit just off. And the fact we get an each way price makes me happy. I'm going to back it. And I'm scared of Point King, who's a fresh blood. Nice win at Moonee Valley. Sort of want to see it do it again before I charge in. And, like, what else am I going to talk about here? I'm just going to take on this favourite again and try and get it beat.
Well, I think that's not a bad idea, you know. I mean, Horrifying is $7 and the other's $3.50.
Well, that's what for beating at home with all honours.
By 2.5 lengths.
Yes. Yeah, who sat outside lead and beat at home.
Yeah. I am going to go Horrifying. Having said that, Berkshire Breeze did lead.
Do you think better quieter?
I think it's better quieter.
Does Duchess lead this, you think?
Possibly. So I'll be really interested to see what type of position they take up on Berkshire Breeze, but maybe it goes too keen. Because it seemed to be a bit keen last start, so a bit worried about that.
I think it's a result of Blake Shin just putting enough pressure on it where it wasn't happy.
Yeah, possibly. So just at the odds, at double-figure odds, you've probably got to go for Horrifying third up. I think it's got some improvement.
I think so
you would
too.
like to think so. Being a stayer,
and the
third
fact
runner.
they've kept it fresh, like there've been no rush. It's with Lindsay Smith this prep in.
Yep.
They've kept it fresh, and it's like I think they can get a. And is this a ticket to somewhere? The Archer? Is it a ticket to a Caulfield Cup or something?
I'm not sure. Possibly.
The name rings a bell, but I don't.
Yep.
I used to know this stuff. I don't anymore.
Anyway.
Fresh, and maybe this will now go a couple of weeks Caulfield Cup.
Yep.
So, and not be the worst.
Massive chance.
Yeah, I agree. So I think we're in accordance there. Horrifying, a worthwhile bet.
100%.
The 6 is another Vale Black Caviar race, but it's a 1,400 metre listed race here. What an odd little race. Do you like?
It is
anything?
an odd race. No, I don't like anything with a great deal of passion, to be totally honest. Looking through it, I've settled on Arran Bay, just the fresh blood.
Me too.
Holy dooly. I thought it was pretty good last prep.
It flew last prep.
Was flying. Hopefully it's come back here fresh over the 1,400. I think it can run extremely well. Hasn't won first up, which was a little bit of a concern in the gate 12, but second up it goes real good. So I thought I'd jump on now and see how we go. Hopefully can run well in this type of race. I think it run well. Bankmer, I think, was good first up. So I think that's a genuine chance. And Holy Man's third up. I think there's a little bit of room for improvement there. So they were the ones I was looking at.
I'll start this by saying I agree with how they've framed the market. I agree that Nicolini Vito and Holy Man's should be favourites. So if you like them, whatever. But they don't win. It's the problem I've come to. Arran Bay was flying last time, and you mentioned the first up record. It's the only chink I don't like here. It's a shorty spell. The trials are really good, and it led them up as well. I think it just finds a great spot here, and at $14, it almost has to run a place, is the thinking. I also want to make the case if it gets a run here for El Rocco down the bottom. You can forgive a lot of its bad runs, and its 1,400 metre form is really good.
It is. Yeah.
If you break down this race and look at the 1,400 metre horses, it's one of them, and there's only a handful.
Yep.
I can make the same case for Lavish Empire, who's buried back a bit in that another wheel race. It's a big price. Put it in your early quaddie. They're the three I'd recommend. Holy Man's been one of mine. You can forgive both runs.
Yep.
But it's testing the friendship. The same as Nicolini Vito. I backed it in Morpheville. Ran well but didn't win, and that's sort of where I'm at with it. So I'm just going to play Arran Bay predominantly and probably have something small, Lavish Empire and El Rocco.
Beautiful.
Quaddie kicks off with the Let's Elope Stakes, which Quintessa was probably the easiest watch at $12 I've ever had in racing. After I made the case for it in the show, I was so comfy there. And it's meeting a field, it's meeting the same field, bar a couple of little flies in the ointment, but you're getting $6 again, and I'm just going to back up and do the same thing again, have a crack at it, have a good each way crack at it, and I don't see how it misses a place. This I'm going to go as far as say this is a new probable. If you treat it like this until we get to the Group 1s, she'll win a lot of these races. Wallenby never got a crack in the Quintessa race, so I can give her a chance as a danger. And I really wanted to like Vibrant Sun and Foxy Cleopatra a little bit more as different form. And the controls weren't fantastic. I don't know what to do with this Western Australia. I almost think the Western Australia horse is the only one that can punch me in the nose. Asafina.
Yeah, it's good.
So that's and it's got proper form, and it's I think it'll stack up.
Yeah.
It's the one I'm scared of. Most of all.
100%. I've gone for Quintessa as well. I wasn't quite sure first up, but that was a lovely win.
Soft win.
It was and it just showed it's a serious racehorse. So I think he can back up here and run well again. It's drawn perfectly. It's decently weighted in this type of event, and the 1400 suits at Flemington. So I think it's going to give you a great sight. Asafina, 100% scared of that. I think this has got some ability, and when they do come from the west and come here, they generally do perform well enough. See You in Heaven, I am still a bit concerned.
About it, really?
I think it's a chance.
Okay.
The reason I say is first up win was outstanding. It was beautiful. It was fresh. Second up in the run, I was on it, and I thought it was going to be hard to beat there. It sort of sat one out, one back, a little bit closer, and I thought, how good's this going?
Was that the Nicolini Vito race?
No, that was the second to none, I think.
Yeah, but is that the one that the other two came down the outside? I'll tell you now.
Second to none came up the inside, got the split.
Yeah, but did Nicolini come down the outside?
They come down the outside.
Is that that race? I'm thinking of? Yeah.
And so I was a bit disappointed with the
attrition.
run. Attrition, that's
yes.
right. Yeah. So I
and
was,
Nicolini was third. She was fourth.
Yeah, I was just struggling to kind of work out what type of run that was, but I'm thinking maybe just a bit of second up syndrome there. So it's a good horse. I think it can run well. Just got to see it do it on the day, I guess.
Yep. We'll get to your quaddie, obviously, in a few minutes.
Yep.
The feature is the Makybe Diva Stakes. Over a mile. We saw Pride of Jenni fold up last start. She has no first up. The Group 1, Wait for Age. Very, very interesting race. So the feature on the day, I figured I'd start this race and end this race in 5 minutes by just tipping Via Sistina. The more I got into it and the more I thought about this, I muddled myself up a bit in that if you're getting $6 Pride of Jenni, I almost want to have one more crack. I came back, and especially when you see the map where there's no pace.
Yep.
It's Pride of Jenni, then I think it's Brightside tagging her, and then it's just everyone else out the back.
Yeah.
And if she gets that over the mile like she did at... It just sounded really bogan. I said mile. I put no in miles now. All the way around, like she Joliestar mile, she... it's going to be very hard to catch. And she has no first... She never had a first-up record. We all get excited about it. I think it's not right to pen her just yet. And if she gets her own way and takes off on the bend... I'm a bit sick, but I'm going to try and find out again. I think Brightside's the right horse, the right place to tag her. And if you watch that replay, he gassed out in that last 200 when Pinstripe got past. And Craig Williams said they came in a run behind, felt that way, felt if he was fitter, he beats Pinstripe home. And you watch a replay, I think you can make that case, and I
100%,
agree.
Yeah.
Main Danger, Wet Tracker, is probably the horse I want to back if I'm not going to back Pride of Jenni. And yes, Via Sistina might be the best mare in Australia. But again, beat Zugotcha Lip, good ride. I want to see it do it again.
Got the favours up the inside.
Yeah, I just figured J Mac is here, they'll win. And then the more I got into this, I was like, you know what? It doesn't have the same favours here. Yep. What are you thinking there?
I'm going Pride of Jenni as well.
Okay.
After the race, I went, ooh, a bit worried about this, but I went, nah, too good a horse.
Yeah.
Don't worry, one bad run, you got to forgive a horse that's done what it's done.
There's nothing harder than trying to lead high-quality races.
This is
as well.
all the time, right?
Yeah.
And first up, look, I just think back to Flemington, 1600, it wants that distance. It didn't take off. I think tomorrow it's going to take off. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to try and put up 6 on them.
Yeah. And
say, catch me if you can. And you can't put a pen through horses like that at this point in time, I don't think. And if it runs up to its best, it's going to take some catching. And you're right, there's no pace. We've seen what it's done at Flemington before.
And gets complete she'll do what she wants tomorrow.
Yep.
Well, if she wants to take off, she can.
Yep.
And there's not even first up you had your Gentleman Roy's and Co. that could put pressure on. There's not even a Waller trick shot. Waller could have sent Osipenko or some down to fire a shot at her, but
Well, largely Pride of Jenni's best form is when it's taken off.
Yeah.
And you saw last week it came out, went to the front, but they did restrain it. So it was only sitting that length or two. And straight then I went, oh, I'm not so sure. I was waiting for it to ping.
Yeah.
And there was just no ping.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think we know it runs best when it takes on to make some chase.
I'm glad I'm not crazy and coming up with that.
Well, we'll soon see.
Well, I might be tomorrow. The Bobby Lewis is next, 1,200 metre sprint, and this is a cracker. We've lost Benedetto, we've lost Spacewalk, we've lost Mumbai Muse, who I wish was here. We've lost Nunthorpe since I've done the form. Geez, it makes it really easy to like Right to Party. I'm going to stick. It's flying up the straight. It keeps producing numbers. Gate 8's perfect, and I was only really worried about those first uppers that have come out. I think this runs really well here. Buenos Noches is interesting, but is it with us? Probably not. I'm going to now make the danger. I'm going to go Right to Party, make the danger Sands do now. Fantastic return.
Yeah. 100%.
I had the dangerous spacewalk.
Yeah, no.
It's gone. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm going Right to Party because it's just flying, and I've backed it last couple of starts. But Sands do, I'm shit scared of it. Yep. It flies up the straight. That was a good run first up. That was a genuinely good run behind Mornington Glory at Moonee Valley. It let down nicely. It's a huge chance here. Both of these horses are genuine straight trackers horses as well. I like them. I'm going to go Right to Party. I'll probably save on Sands Duit because you're getting 4 or 5 bucks each.
I forgot how good up the straight Sands Duit was till you interrogated.
I remember that game, that race last prep when it just exploded and come from nowhere.
It's actually a very
fast horse.
Right to Party's beaten it. I think it's claimed at Scalp once, but
maybe.
I could be wrong now. The 10th is good luck here. 1,700 metre McDonald House Charities. My notes start with "fucked if I know." This was the 20th race I did out of all of this, and I was done by here. I might have something on Keats and Rolls leading and see if one of them holds on. The more I thought about it, Positivity does map perfectly behind those two, and with upside with Damien Lane, probably a decent way to finish the day. But that bunch finish was my concern, but yeah.
Yeah, but if you go back and watch last start on the turn, it looked like it was going to win.
Yeah.
Like, I'm clicking the button to get in the run. I thought it was going to win, but it just petered on its run.
I just don't know how Rise the fact Rise Dawn was able to fight back in that race is what just like it didn't feel right. But yeah,
it didn't. But it
they're all
had
first
good
up.
form.
Yeah, exactly.
And at first up, that's my point. I thought on the turn that was all over, and it probably just gassed out a little bit and petered on its run. So I've got it on top because I couldn't really find a lot else. I thought Berkeley Square could improve.
Yeah, you probably can. I don't know. I was done by this. So for the record, Positivity on top. I wanted to go looking for Zero because Nash was on it. If Milford had a better first up record, I would almost declare it because it had a really good prep, but it's got the old, what was it, eight first ups for nothing. But maybe the short spell's okay if Blake's shin. Anyway, good card of racing, and you've got to do a quaddie.
I've got to do a quaddie. So my first, in the first leg, race 7, I'm going number 1, Quintessa, number 3, See You in Heaven, number 7, Wallambi, number 8, Al-Safina. In the race 8 in the second leg, I'm going number 6, Pride of Jenni, and number 8, Via Sistina.
So you're leaving bright side right out?
Yep. Okay. I'm just trying to narrow up a little bit there. In the third leg, race 9, I'm going 9, Right to Party, 12, Sands Duit, number 10, Arkansas Kid, 11, Stratton Angel, and 13, Skybird. And to finish the day, I'm going number 11, Positivity, number 12, Green Fly, number 6, Berkeley Square, number 3, King Magnus, and number 8, Braden Star.
Awesome. Your best in value?
My best bets, look, I thought the obvious is Glowing Empire, but I'm going to go out on a limb here.
I went away from it as well.
I'm going race 8, number 6, Pride of Jenni.
Okay.
Going to make it my best bet.
I've just decided, YOLO, I'm going to make Quintessa my best at $6.
Yep, and my value is going to be race 5, number 3, Horrifying.
My value is race 6, number 3, Arran Bay, which I think we all are in accordance with,
Yeah.
which is quite scary.
Yeah.
Let's head to Sydney. I'm just going to mention this before I scroll up because my Sydney at the top. Morpheville, race 7, number 1, Deep Float Diva can win again, but I won't be back down there. Let's head to Sydney. The back teeth have stopped floating, and we're going to head to Rosehill, where we've got a rail 5 metres, good track, a bit of wind around in the afternoon. Pardon me. It's a disappointing card from the fact that I would want to back a few value, but they're not going to get the setup at Rosehill. If they were at Roundwick or even a true rail, I'd be really keen. Case in point's are first, where we start with... because I'm thinking it's leaders. I'm thinking it's just leaders highway or close to it. So anything other than that, as the fireworks kick off at Bluebet Stadium, is a bit concerning. But we started with 200 metre benchmark 72 midway, and a nearly impossible race, which I was surprised by the price of the favourite. Do you want me to keep going? Or you can
keep going.
The two I want to back, and again, I'm going to preface this by the fact this could all be just on pace dominated. Unwritten is deep into a prep, but its last couple of starts is a second to Extreme Cat, which is midway form, second to Denman Star, and shout out to Blocky and Johnny, who have a share in that, who is flying at the moment, and stacks up in midway grade. And its fourth last time was unlucky as well. Gate 2, Zach Lloyd. Hopefully he's not too far away. I think at 20 to 1 or $18 here, it looks like half a prospect. And Hellbent New ended up in a Group 3 last time out. Lightly raced. Has some nice out wide wins. And trials were good. Where it gets to from an outside gate and Chad, it might be out of play. But again, at around it was $16 when I did the form. I thought it was worthwhile. As I said, I'm scared a little bit of this Rosehill setup. But they're the two that interest me. Alabama State comes off Hawkesbury form, but both were very impressive. It'll want to lead to win, but I think it can. I wouldn't talk you out of it. But it felt more like a $6 midway favourite than a $3 midway favourite to me.
Yeah.
How have you seen it?
I thought the same. I thought 350 was a bit unders, but I just couldn't, at 52.5 on its back, last couple of starts, I just couldn't find anything else to turn me away from it. And that's why I
hope he goes forward. If Tyler Schiller goes forward.
Yeah. Well, I expect it. It's probably got to, right?
Yeah.
And with that weight on it. So I had it on top because I just really struggled to find some danger. I kind of went for the inside gate, Monty Kate,
Johnny
at $10.
Monty Kate too, he messaged me about it.
Yeah. So I thought it could potentially be a sneaky.
Beautiful. Alabama Express doing some good things as a stay-in, actually, another U-long stand. The second is a highway, Class 3, 1,400 metres, and I've got to find the alarm. Hang on, I don't have it. Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
I don't know what button to press. Oh, Jesus, fucking hell.
All right. No, I don't have any of my alarms anymore. All right, anyway, that's a different story.
That's what you play when it loses.
Yeah, tip your stupid Masara horse.
Well, I said, I think one of the last few shows, that I wasn't ever going to do that again.
Let's go. How's it not going to win this?
Well, I'm going to do it again. I thought it just looked the standout here.
Even I'm keen, and it's like...
Oh,
it is bad. It is bad news.
That's a problem. Gate 13, get lucky, gets the claim.
God bless him, Zach Waddick, but
yeah,
he just shouldn't fuck around. To go forward and find a spot. He's mapped running line, according to Racing New South Wales. He still should be good enough, even on this track.
Yeah, same. So I've got it on top. Ring the alarm.
Sound the alarm. Yeah, I don't have it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll do it.
It's a knockout. Anyway, that's enough.
It's a knockout. Yeah. What era are we in?
It's a long story. Listen to Footy and Frothies, everyone. All right, it should win this.
Yeah, move on.
This last day was fantastic. Just got nabbed by Nash on Terramata, which is in a listed race. It comes back to a highway. It can sit where it wants. If it gets the right run, it'll win. If it wasn't a Masara horse, I'd make it best of the day. The third, and I've got a bit cocky in highways lately, so I've got to rein myself in. The third is an 800-metre benchmark 88, where I had the market in the right order. Unusual Legacy was a lovely return. First up, goes straight 800 metres, unbeaten distance, unbeaten second up. Karen's on, who's probably the premier jockey on the day with Nash and J-Mac down south. if the track plays all well and good, and especially with too much caviar just coming out, I think it should win this. If the leaders completely dominate the first two, then I'll revisit it. Roma Avenue disappointed a little bit. They didn't go past the leader last start, but that is a Derby winner. Gets gate 1 and probably pushes forward and sits under. Forecaster here is the danger for me on a 7-day backup. How have you seen this?
Yeah, I went the same. I went for Unusual Legacy. It looks a clear on top of here. That was a good first up. Only had the 2 runs last prep. Second one was a win. Looks to have a bit of ability. Waller Horse I had hit on top, and I thought Forecaster could be the danger as well. It wasn't a bad run last start.
The 4th is a 2,400 metre benchmark 78. Who do you like here?
God help me. Doesn't get any easier here. The first 5 races I just thought was a bit tricky other
It's
than
just
the last
very
one.
much still winter stuff, really.
It is a little bit.
Yeah.
I went for Metamucilin.
Metamucilin?
I thought
That's you, mate. I'm still under 40.
Yeah, that's it.
My bowels don't edit, you know that.
Hey, you spot on, son. Good win last start. Come down the middle of the track. Double figure odds. Bit skinnier here, but this is a very winnable race. Again, McAvoy-Waller combination. Hard to go past.
Yeah, on top for me. It's bolted in its couple of dry track runs. Its only failure was the softer track, and it just got a bit of outs ground there. J-Mac will be positive enough to find a running line. If it does, it's going to be very hard to beat. The gay bot is the danger. Campaldino, who had the 2,200 metre run under its belt. It's mapped to lead here. If it does that, it's going to be the hardest to get past. And I can forgive a little bit King Clubs, who you liked first up, I think. It's 30s, had to sit outside lead. Probably has to do the same thing and ride shotgun again, but maybe that's okay on the leader's track. The only one I was interested in really was a 7 and maybe the 11. The 5th, a 1,500 metre benchmark 78, where I'm really annoyed that this race is taking place on this track setup because I like a couple here, but do you want to go first? Do you want me to kick in?
Look, I'm happy to go first. I'm going to go for Vivier.
Okay.
It is now or never, but it's been well supported in its first 2 runs this time in. Third up here, I think this is a winnable race. Gets its chance here. Gate 12 drawn a bit wide, but probably slide in a couple. Do or die, but I think it can win, and time to put its best foot forward.
I was super interested here in the Waller mares resuming off the Queensland campaign. Yeah, and the other one,
too.
Chica Mojito.
Yep.
They both went up to Queensland, ran pretty well up there. They've so Chica Mojito, I'll start with. It's got Karen, who I'm sort of treating as the Waller go-to here because Tommy Berry's tied to Marymount Buller. Second prep Waller. Recent trial, it beat Tom Kitten home without a lot of effort. And its runs up there were pretty good, all by that last one. And, yeah, Marymount Buller's a proper horse. And if you think back to when it was over the shorter distances, it was bolting in these 1,400 metres.
Yeah.
It's $10 if I'm shocked it's not shorter.
It's got 60 and first up over 15, and I think they might
Again,
be setting it for a little bit
56. Better. Well, and this is the thing with Waller, that you never get those. You never get those snipey wins.
Yeah.
But they're the two. They're the two of interest. I think I'll still back them. Is 8 from 4, but Rosehill 6 is a concern. They'll all go around and probably just watch the leader win, and maybe Vivier. If Vivier gets a decent enough run, it probably runs okay. But I think it's already exposed. It's been beaten by Cosmonova, and it's a knockout, ironically. So. Who leads this? High Dandy, which did nothing for me, really, but might win just off the rail setup. Yeah. The 6 is a 1,200 metre group to Shirako. We've waffled on a little bit. Do we have much to add about Joliestar here?
What a horse.
Yeah, proper horse.
Proper horse, proper win first up. Wow.
It shits you when J-Mac does that look over his shoulder thing, because then you just fall in love with him, but it's not always quite right, but yes.
Can't see it getting beaten. $1.85's money for jam, I reckon, and main danger commemorative. You can couple those up.
I think Sunshine and Price gives it a proper test. Its dry track stuff is absolutely outstanding. And the trials are fine. I wish Mumbai Muse had gone down to Melbourne for that Melbourne race, because I would have been keener there. It's still $35, I suppose. And a watch on Belclair. I know I said the same about Desert Lightning, who ran really well last week, but Belclair has trialled really well for Bjorn and is a proper horse for something. Maybe an Epsom, I don't know. The 7th starts a quaddie, the Ming Dynasty Stakes, 1,400 metres for the 3-year-olds. I thought this was interesting. I didn't quite know where to go. I've ended up with Mayfair on top, just saying the Stormboy form is superior. It maps to lead here, gets all the favours at Rosehill. It's on the drift, which is weird. And yeah, I'm going to put it on top because the tail end of this really is Warwick Farm form. The one from gate 1 that's interesting is Just Party. It pulled up with cardiac arrhythmia last time, and it started $5 against Autumn Glow and was backed that day. Had an issue, trialled since. I wish that trial had been better. It wasn't great, but it's at 20 to 1. I've got a feeling I'm going to find out. Other than that, I don't think the Guineas winner is in this race. This is pretty average.
Yeah. I've gone for Henleen. I like the Freedman stables
They're
going
flying
well.
to that stable.
First up here, ran a length behind Sneaky Sunrise. Good little horse. Just kind of went for something a little bit different and thought it could run well. So that's the way I'm going here.
The feature is the Group 2 run to the Rose, where we see Stormboy again. The clash of Stormboy and Bustling, who Bustling's the only one here with an Everest slot. Interesting, because Stormboy did it on the clock, leads, and gets a lot of favours. Is that the way you're going?
I'm going to go that way purely because, that was impressive. I didn't expect that and came back outstanding. That was a good win, and I think if it just trots along there like that and then explodes like that, it's going to be hard to beat again. And Bustling's up against a fairly good horse, something it hasn't faced in its 5 starts. So could be a serious horse. We'll have to wait and see. But at the $2, $2.20, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I've got it on top. I agree. Hippo jumps back on. Good for him. Yeah, that was some proper stuff. Bustling's already got a grand final in mind, so they won't be upset if they don't win this. There's lots of horses here that have trialled well, and I'm excited to see, but I don't think they can beat Stormboy. Traffic Warden's ready to go. I think he's a good horse. Linebacker, same, but I don't think they can catch it. I'm chips in on Stormboy now. The 9th is a Theo Marks, a Group 2 over 1,300 metres, and spent a bit of time here, and I ended up sticking with the Gay stable in that Bases Lotus was a horse I was keen on through winter. I mean, remember that whole prep was a year off?
Yep.
And it was getting right, and we saw it finally in that last race at Braindham when everything was right. Outside gate, rolls across. That depends a little bit what Winchat does, I suppose, whether it can sit outside lead or fine lead or even sit 1-1. I'm going to put it on top with a 0 confidence because I've mentioned a 0. Quietly confident. I think it'll run well, but it's got work to do from gate 15. Celestial Legend, obvious, will run well, but where's it get to from gate 3? Maybe 3 the fence. I like Redina and Coast Watchers horses at a price, but this isn't the track for them. But keep an eye on them for the Epsom in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, I don't know that Bases Loaded from gate 14 is going to be ideal. I think it's a bit unders there. I'm going to go Punch Lane.
Yeah.
Love its form, freshened up for this, 54. It's going to go forward.
If it's coming across, doesn't have anything tag, or at least...
Well, I think it might get stuck outside.
Okay, that's fair.
And that may mean it's got to just do a bit of extra work first up. And
Winchat inside will definitely lead, so just be then where the other two
sit. It could get caught 3 wide.
Yeah, of course.
And therefore, an interesting race. But I'm going to go Punch Lane. I like the way the Freedman stable's going. They've brought it here from Brizzy. That was a good win there, so I'm going to stick with it. Main Danger, Celestial Legend, top weight, 59's got to carry the weight, but first up, and the Legends go good.
They do go good. Feels like a tick over to me on this track, but
yeah.
The last is an 1,100 metre benchmark 88. Doesn't get much easier. Ostraka is mapped back from Racing New South Wales. It's always shown pace and always gone forward. It's on the drifts, so we'll see where it goes. Really, it had a great result at last time out, but might just give it this one. I'm going to back blank to blank. I liked it as resumption. I thought that was pretty good. Chasing a good one there, and I think it was a good one. You tipped it. Gate 1 should be leaders back. If it's leaders back, it's going to be in the finish. Black Cloud, I don't know. I didn't like its last time. Didn't like its trial since, and it's mapped outside lead. Yeah, leaves me a bit yuck. I'm going to go blank to bunk from Stromboli, who hopefully can push across, and Ostraka. I'll know Matt Patton, so I'll have a better idea myself by then. I don't know what to really jump into now. Until I get to my quaddie, I'll mention those ones. But what do you think?
I'm going to go Black Cloud. I backed it last prep. Someone scored.
Your Tito's in. Tito Taruva, I believe.
Oh, there you go. Pennies are in.
Yeah.
Crowd's getting excited here. I'm going Black Cloud on top. Loved its last preparation. I'm willing to forgive the first up. Had to do all the hard work in group company. Comes back here to the benchmark 88. Going to give it another chance.
Yep.
So I got it on top. Blank to blank, I will save on. That's for sure.
You might get $5 both.
Yeah. So that's kind of the way I'm going to go.
Beautiful. The quaddie from Rosehill. Let's have a look at this. I've given it some thought. First leg, we'll go 1 Mayfair, 3 Just Party, 4 Snack Bar, and 10 Henleyan. Second leg, 2 Storm Boy and 4 Bustling. Third leg, 1 Celestial Legend, 7 Coast Watch, 8 Punch Lane, 9 Bases Loaded, 15 Wind Chat. I'm going to throw 2 Redina in as well, actually. And we'll come home with 3 Unflinching, who'll lead, Ostraka 4, 7 Barber, who's trialled okay, but has been missing for a little bit, 11 to Black Cloud, 13 Stromboli, 14 Blank de Blanc. My best, I'll make it Stormboy, race 8, number 1. My value, those couple of mares in the 5th. Let's go 5-8. Chica Mojito is my value, should the track give us some hope. What are you thinking, Beaver?
Yeah, look, my best bet, not too difficult to find the best bet on the card here. Joliestar is my best bet. So clear on topper for me. And my internet has dropped.
You gone? Okay. What do you got in Queens? Your value.
My
you
value.
Look at mine if you want. Sorry. Is that what we got? Which race?
What was my value? Oh, here we go. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, maybe I'm not. This is not good.
That's right. You can drive my laptop. Or do you remember what's going on in Queensland?
I do remember on what's going on in Queensland. Forget my value.
Yeah, that's all right. It'll be something.
I think they were around the middle of the day. Race 4. No, sort my order. Race 5. I had, race 5, number 5, Battlefield. Race 6, number 8, Tribeca Star.
Good race.
And I think next race, race 8, number 4, Hidden Wealth.
Very good.
3, load them up.
Get on.
Collect.
Lovely. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the patience getting this up. I'll get this up. Log off. We'll get this loaded here at the pub. Thank you, Beaver. It's been good.
You're welcome.
Take it easy,
Always
man.
a pleasure.
We'll do it again shortly. See you guys.